What's the minimum amount of money that could solve 90 of all your problems right now? 2,000, security deposit and first month rent on my own place so I can get out of this 3-4 house. I'm 8 months clean, go me. 20,000. 120,000 enough to pay off the helic and my debt, and pay me to stay home for a year. I have metastatic breast cancer and I am so tired. I mean, I'm hungry and I don't get paid until tomorrow, so like 20. 700, I got fired 2 days before Thanksgiving with no notice and I won't be able to pay rent on the 1st. 50k pay off car loan and school loans. 10,100, 10,000 on paying off all debt. 100 to take my dog on a trolley dash around the pet shop. He's the absolute love of my life. 5,000. 450,000. 7,600 medical debt, 4,800 credit card debt, 82,000 to pay off the trailer in full. I don't know exactly how much, but maybe around 12,000 in repairs and upgrades for the trailer. Siding has some bad spots and the AC unit is from 1998 so it struggles. 106,600 total, so 90 of that is 95,940. 10 mil would do it. All my posts and this one gets so many upvotes. 250k. I'm thinking 100,000 would help me out. There isn't a set amount really. I need a job, not a singular influx of cash. 20k would get me to zero debt. Add another like 5-10k to fix up my disaster house. Just a few hundred for meds. My daughter and I are diabetic and need insulin. I was also diagnosed with a highly aggressive form of a lung disease, so I am not going to live much longer. I keep begging for help, but nope. ETA, thank you all so very much. The amount of help I have gotten from this thread has moved me to tears of joy. I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge my appreciation of all of you. Whether you were able to chip in or offered resources and positive words of encouragement, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wish I could hug each and every one of you. 300k would pay off all my debt and have a little left over for me to work at a minimum. 10,000, it would pay off the rest of my divorce debt and let me finally get my credit right. It will happen in the next couple of years, the slow and steady way though. Money cannot solve my problems. $1 million. And even then, it'd only take one major illness or injury to derail my financial stability. 2GS would do a lot of good. 250,000. 15k would allow me to clear all debt, get some dental work done and put a down payment on a decent car. It's depressing to think that a relatively small amount of money could change my life and yet is unattainable. 5k, my dog needs surgery tomorrow. That's the estimate. 60k so I can pay off my student loans. 100 bucks. I'd settle for a good therapist. Money won't fix my problems. Whatever it costs to buy my parents' house so they don't have to worry about the money anymore. 120k for college loan debt, then I need help with a 120k down payment on a home so I can escape the rent trap. All my problems. 20 mil. I don't have any major problems at the moment. 1,600 US dollars for a transmission install. 12 million should do the trick. None of my problems can be solved with more money than I currently have. 4 million and I could check out from the rat race forever. $250,000. It would let me pay off my student loans, down payment on house, moving fees, and get my wife through school. 200,000. No idea. most of my problems are medical. How much does a doctor who listens and will keep testing until it's all figured out cost? About 350,000. To buy a house outright, not have any repayments and a little left over to cover bills for a few years. All money earned from my job then could be spent however else I want. 3,500, just lost my job and it's getting me through the next month while I look for a new one. 240,000. I don't need more money to solve any of my problems if I am honest. I'm a good saver, but I worry about the future, so several million. 10k. 1 mil. I don't have any debt, but 50k would let me relax a bit and have a nice emergency nest egg. I don't see any way that money could help at this point. About 25k would do it. Get rid of car payment, pay off medical credit card debts, and get down to just my mortgage and utilities and I'd be living the life. Could quit the job that honestly pays pretty well, but keeps me away from home 90% of the time, meaning I'm missing my kids growing up. I'd take a huge pay cut to work near home since nothing around here pays good at all. But without all those extra bills I have to pay on each month, I could afford to have a lower paying job, and wouldn't have to sacrifice being there for my kids. $500 would solve all my pressing debts, financial trouble and anxiety. It's not easy living on $300 a month after rent is paid, but I make do. Like a lot of people have posted under $5,000 to pay off debts, security deposit for rental and some furniture. 8 months 22 days sober and counting. Started from the bottom, now we here, go team. 5k to get caught up on bills and 10k to put down on a house. 200,000.00. 200k just so I can help pay off my parents' home. Housing in Canada is fucked, but my dad made a few bad calls because he's stubborn, and now he doesn't want to retire until 75. 25k, I need a break, and therapy. 1.5 m. 641, remaining fine to be released from probation and get on with my life. 1,000, I'd be able to afford some gifts for my family for Christmas. 500k, pay off the house. Buy a small business to bring in some sort of income and be my own boss. 72.5k, student loans, car, credit card debt. Probably around 3 million. 6.20 for another pint. Probably like 100k to buy my wife and I new cars, ours are on their way out, pay off our debt, and pay for a few medical procedures I need. About 350,000. To provide a stipend for my older non-working cousin life, 100k. To provide a college fund for my best friend's babies, 50k each. To provide room and board and 4 years of university for my favorite niece, 200k. To get a 1-bedroom condo in Vancouver to be closer to my aging aunt, 1 million Canadian dollars. To buy a house for my parents so they don't have to settle for a mobile home in Southern California, 2.5 million US dollars. The remaining 10 are my own needs that are not payable with money. 0, as my mostly mental I guess. 1,000 a month, increasing yearly at the rate of inflation. 0, I have been lucky I have no debt. 350,000, pay for kids' college and mortgage. My wife's stage 4 cancer can't be solved with money. No amount, have all the money I need. Functional addiction FTW. 55,000, 8,000 auto loan, 5,000 credit card, 42,000 student loans. 24,000 medical needs. 250,000. This is definitely perspective. A mortgage is not a problem, assuming you're working and paying your bills. Food on the table. In that sense, no problems. If you're saying kick back and have zero worries, no mortgage, far above 1M. 7,000. 6,000 down payment on a car, down payment to move and other moving expenses. A sense of security would be a blessing. Tree, x 200b x 200b x 200b x 200b fiddy. About 90k. We have 2 bathrooms that are unable to be used in our house because the former owner let them fall into severe disrepair. And the 3rd bathroom is hanging on by a thread. Remodeling those would cost about 70k. We've been quoted by multiple contractors. Then we need a new car on top of that. We're strapped for cash and one disaster away from going under. 50k would pay off the credit card debt I accumulated during a major depressive episode and what built up while I was on short-term disability. I'd be able to move out of my parents' house. Would be absolutely life-changing. Even half that would be such a massive relief. A cool million would do me wonders. Honestly, like 10,000, 15,000. But I would be happy with 7,000. 40,000, student loans, c. 1,017,000.00. 3 million, house, cars, repairs to both. Small college fund for children. I could retire, and stop injuring myself to work for just enough to get by. Rainy day fund taken care of. Solar panels on roof. Could greatly improve my lot with $400,000, but 3 mil would eliminate. 150,000 would be just about perfect. Do I write infinity or zero when my major problems can't be solved by money? Money won't help my brain. 0. I have no problems concerning ones anyway, just need a dog sitter. Honestly, 20k would do so much. I had an 80k savings in January 2022 because I lost my career and took my retirement but couldn't get a decent job if I begged. I'm down to 8k and struggling hard. I've been a caretaker for my mom and it's just so hard. Deep down, I'm in such a dark place mentally. I don't know if people can actually sense that or not, but I had everything I desired and now I'm such a defeated man. Just dead inside. 5k would be a good start. Pay off my credit cards and have a couple thousand to start some better budgeting habits. My problems transcend money. There's no money to fix that. I'm an asshole. 16,000 US dollars surviving college for the next 2 years and hold my family house together until I get my degree and get them out of the mud, since I consider my mom and my 2 younger brothers my responsibility. All the money in the world, so I can share everyone the same amount and we all could start over. 19,280. 450, literally. I am a college student free of tuition who has no real income, and that 450 is basically the amount of debt that I can't pay off without sacrificing my actual needs. Can't tell my mom about it though. Don't want to make it into her problem. Money doesn't bring happiness. I don't care about money. I just want to feel loved. 37k racked up a stupid amount of debts when young, 23-30, and suffering now as a result. Great job, great salary, living on less expendable income than minimum wage because almost 2/3 of my wages goes on debt repayment. My partner on minimum wage has about twice as much as me after bills etc. She pays less for bills etc. I'd advise everyone to stay well clear of credit cards. They give you the life you desire, then a life you despise, and it's near impossible to catch up without sacrificing everything. 100k for housing, students' loans, IVF, and a car that needs fixing. 20,000 would pay off my student